Hey, dude, what's going on?
I've got a cat next to me, and he might put his butthole up. I don't know. His name is Daryl, and he's just a Daryl.
There's probably viewers for that. So if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, cue the banjo, I guess. So what are we talking about? Not a banjo. We're not talking about banjos.
No, far from it today. Well, let's talk about Silos, the new single from Starset.
It's the Dustin Bates show to me. There's a lot to hear. So Dustin Bates, Ron DeChant is the bassist, Brock Richards is guitarist, Adam Gilbert, drummer, Siobhan Cronin, violinist, Zuzana Enginova is cellist, and Corey Juba, the guitarist. And that guitarist seems to be a fairly recent hire.
Well, I think the core band are the first four guys that you mentioned, Dustin, Ron, Brock, and Adam. And then they have some others that come on for their tour cycles, which is probably necessary for these guys because their sound is huge.
It's a big sound, and Dustin Bates seems like the maestro, if you will, of the band. And Silos is the ebb and flow of melody and brutality. And trading off with each other, and a big earworm chorus in the middle, which is pretty cool. Again, to use the term maestro, Dustin Bates is in the center of all of that, playing keyboards, singing 1 second, and then the next second just singing like not Cookie Monster, but a cool Cookie Monster.
Yeah. His gutturals and growls are great. How can we terminate this parasite? If you keep digging the post. He's really a jack of all trades when it comes to vocals. In fact, he seems to be a jack of all trades when it comes to a lot of different instruments, for that matter. Being, as you said, he's the maestro. He's sort of the brainchild behind all of it. They've been doing this since 2013, I think, out of Ohio, here in the States.
Yep.
And
Buckeyes.
They've got something cool, man. They really do. A lot of EDM, electronica mixed in there, which is a tall order. It's hard to do that successfully. I know because I've tried it, and I'm ill-equipped to try a lot of stuff, but I've tried it. And there's an art to blending those two styles of music and having it sound polished and finished and right. And these guys have figured it out, perhaps along with their production team. But this song is loaded with production ear candy, man. Like, one of my favorite parts of the song, and it's a little tiny thing, but one of my favorite parts is right before the end. It's sort of this like whack, 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 and then cycles through 4 more bars, and that's it. But I love those little things, and Starset is great with that sort of thing. Dustin describes them as cinematic rock, a cinematic metal, and I think that's pretty accurate. You listen to their stuff, and it feels like you're listening to it on a very wide stage, mentally anyway.
Yeah, some people might take this as an insult, but for me, they were almost like the 30 Seconds to Mars for prog, and old 30 Seconds to Mars when they were much more cinematic. The song from Yesterday had a big sing-along chorus and a cinematic experience with the video. But again, it's not meant as an insult. It's meant as a positive thing. I mean, say what you will about Jared Leto. He's a pretty talented guy. He's getting into trouble now for being inappropriate. Maybe not. Maybe, he is not guilty yet. But that being said, this band is very dynamic. There is a lot to hear. And if you're just a person looking for knuckle-dragging gore with their metal, this is not it. If you're looking for something that is a gamut of emotions and a gamut of sound, you're probably going to be pretty happy.
Mm-hmm. They don't really genre hop like some other bands do, in that you've got progressive metal here, and then you go into cowboy jangle here, and then into blues or anything like that. But the layering of all the different styles that they employ, I think, is really cool. Like I was saying earlier, I think a lot of it has to do with good production and the ability of studio rats to go in there and know where certain elements need to sit in the mix for it to work. I hear a lot of, and I could be way off base with this, but I hear a lot of, layered synths that are doubling guitar parts and things like that, and they really thicken it out. But it's not super obvious that you're hearing those two layers because they've done it well. And so if you like electronica, maybe not EDM necessarily, with the kind of music, but it's a great blending. Yeah, like you said, if you're looking for pure knuckle dragging, this ain't it. But if you like a little flavor of a lot of different stuff, this is a great track. And hopefully there's been murmurings over the last year or so that there is an album or an EP coming, a full album by these guys this year in 2025. But there seems to be a consensus online too that it may just be what a lot of artists are doing these days, which is just dropping singles every, couple of months and then not really packaging it as an album. So we'll see. We'll see what's coming, but I'm looking forward to hearing more. Did you by chance hear their cover of Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears?
No, I will certainly check it out.
It's good. They dropped it sort of after dropping a series of singles over the last couple of months, but they released it in May, I think, to coincide with the 40th anniversary of the original being released by Tears for Fears, and it's really good, man. They do their own version of it. The chorus is kind of similar, but the rest of it definitely has the Starset stamp put on it. And it got me wondering, again, we've talked about this before, when a band covers another known song, what's your take? Do you want to hear a faithful version of the original, or do you want to hear that band's take on it?
I'm happy with either. If the original is they're trying to replicate it, then great. If they're trying to make it their own, that's great too. I mean, you're asking the guy that loves Typo Negative, and they took Summer Breeze and slowed it down and made it a real heavy dirge.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with bands making songs their own, speeding it up, slowing it down, adding in different instruments, whatever it may be. Creativity is great. And, sometimes covering a song is the ultimate in praise, if you will. And I think that it's important for bands to have creative expression with what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, yeah, this is good. It's a good listen. And if they grace us with an album, we'll come back and we'll review the thing in its entirety too.
Well, thanks for bringing it to the table. Definitely worth the time, and I will keep it in my library. Thanks.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Next time.